his spot. Yeah. Any kind of heat on him, he's going to fold quickly. Yeah. Well, he does. He is truly in self-preservation mode right now, right? Oh, you better be. Okay, you have to be in this. Yeah. So if they protect him, as you say, better look out. Oh, yeah, bad things will happen. Okay. But the guy that's going to play a big role is the two inside guy. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is that Brady will step up in the pocket. Now, he's not looking to escape. Now, he'll roll more to his right. We saw that Sunday. He did roll and get AB. But those guys playing it out inside to collapse the pocket with those edge guys forcing him up into the pocket. They need to be there, and that's what gave them problems when he faced Denver. They had Malik Jackson and Derek Wolf, but they had Ron Miller and Mark as well. So if you do argue one of those edge rushers going to get you step up, those big guys inside will go break it out. So Allen Payne is going to play that key role as Chase Young. But Chase Young is out.
Can you hear me? I gotta turn that off. Okay, let's see what I got now. God damn it, that sounds like crap. Okay. Mic check. Still hear it. Why do I hear that screeching noise? Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Still hear it. You ain't got the mic. Computer mic. All right. I took the mic off. I'll go with no mic to see what's going on. I don't know. But good morning, humans. How you guys doing? I do apologize, man. I think I'm having a little technical difficulties over here. I don't know what's going on. But so yesterday, I spoke with two gentlemen, one under the context of a one-on-one. And whenever that happens, I got regurgitated. It gives me things that I feel as though I need to talk to you guys about. So we're going to talk about, what I want to talk about this morning is I want to talk about divorce. Divorce is not what you think. I was listening to Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. And Skip Bayless said, the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, he always wanted to sound like the smartest person in the room. He always want to sound like he sees things that other people do. I'm going to borrow that narrative and talk about me for a second, just for a second. I see things differently than everybody else. So I'm going to come to you in the way of I see divorce different in the way of everybody else. Let me tell you what I've noticed when it comes to what my clients keep showing me time after time. What my clients keep showing me time after time is the unfortunate of relationship. There's no maturity at the beginning of the relationship. There's no maturity. You guys think you're mature. You guys think that you're doing all the right things, but there's no maturity in building in a relationship. I have maturity in building my current relationship. I have it. I'm not going to take a day off with things I don't like. I'm just going to, when it rears ugly head, I'm going to attack it. That's how you need to be, because you don't need to invest time in with a person and then 5, 6, 10 years down the line, you finally say those things like, I'm tired of dealing with. No, you don't. You don't. You don't get to the point where you're tired of dealing with 10 years in. You don't waste the 10 years of your life and only to get to, I'm tired of dealing with. So I'm not going to be here for a full hour. I'm just going to drop these jewels. on you guys, but I just want to tell you my perspective. What's going on, Stretch? I see you, my man. And maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll say, I never looked at it that way. But I truly think that divorce is the results of maturity. That's what it is. Divorce is the results of maturity. What do I mean when I say divorce is the results of maturity? People, nothing just cracks me up more than a dude that hires me and he's parting ways from a woman with a big booty. Nothing cracks me up more than that. Because when I'm talking to this individual that's departing from, why is that in my face? Nothing, that is annoying. Nothing cracks me up more than that because nothing cracks me up more because what's going on, Z7? Because nothing cracks me up because that is a place that I used to be, but I never went deep in it. So if I could just give you a brief synopsis of what I'm talking about. Like I tell y'all, Crystal Holman, 29-inch waist, 54-inch button hips. I never said I want to put a nut up in this chick and make her have a baby. That was never my intent. I never thought about it. I have a certain period of time that I go through with individuals, and then that thought matures into my brain. That's not what I see. What's going on, Deshaun? I see you. Deshaun is up in this bitch. He's up in this picture. But I'm talking about maturity. Okay, I'm talking about maturity. Cannon is up in this. She says, we here, my man. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. But I'm talking about maturity, right? And what happens is a lot of individuals, they meet with somebody and infatuation, you build relationships on infatuation. And then what happens? You snap up out of it. Now, depending on what you're dealing with, a lot of individuals, they deal with a girl with 3 kids by 3 different dudes. And honestly, the worse off the girl is, the longer you're going to go with her, because the girl with 3 kids by 3 different dudes is she's needy and she's going to fall in line and stay in place. But if you're dealing with one chick with a big butt with 1 kid and this and all that, you're gonna get help you soon. But I'm here to tell you that the end only means you matured. How many times have I told you about women that dated no good jail niggas? And the stupidity of that thought ultimately ended in maturity of saying, oh, no, this was a bad idea. Divorce ultimately ends in maturity. You just didn't look at it that way. That's the way I look at it. So I'm going to talk about that. People, one of the reasons why we get into things and it gets out of our control is because we don't have a guideline and stick with it. One of the things that I always said to myself is, I am going to be with somebody. I'm not going to mention the time because I'm not going to say, I've learned to not say nothing because so I'm going to be with somebody for a certain amount of time. And then after that certain amount of time, then I'm going to move into this stage of my thought process. I always stuck to that. And because I dealt with individuals that wanted me to abort my thing, that's where everything it was good for me. So I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean. When I was with Attila Sean Bradley wanted me to abort that certain period of time that I had, and then I moved to the next stage, as I stated. Attila Sean Bradley wanted me to abort that. It's like, I got your baby, blah, 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 blah. And her wanting me to abort that is the reason why she started beating on me. Instead of being a woman, and what Attila Bradley showed me is that she showed me, y'all could have been shown something else. A woman, instead of being a woman, this is why I don't believe no woman when they say I'm strong. I just don't believe none of these narratives. Because when it all gets down to it is estrogen, and when you don't get what you want, you're either going to get an attitude, deflect, get mad, etc. It's not going to be, okay, you won't be respected. If two men get into a fight, and one dude, I've seen it about 10 times in my life. I've seen the bully get it handed to him, and then the bully respected that dude. You'll never get that with a woman. You'll get that with a woman. It's, oh, I am, and another guy treated me. And when you don't get that, animosity is built in. I'm getting sidetracked. I need y'all to follow me. Appreciate those thumbs up. So Attila Sean Bradley was like, I want you to abort this time, and I want in now. I know I didn't earn it, but I want to abort that. And when you don't, or when you put down something, what I've noticed with women is when you put down a certain period of time, blah, 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 they're going to challenge it. It's like, no, I'm better than that. You said that you only eat corn on Thursdays. Well, I'm making you corn on Tuesdays. I'm making a corn casserole. You're going to eat this corn casserole. And it's like, I don't eat corn on Tuesdays. I don't eat corn. And it's like, And then when you don't eat the corn, it's like, now you got a problem because you didn't change the way they wanted to. What I'm telling you guys here today is divorce is the results of maturity. It's not what you think. It's when somebody finally says, enough is enough, I'm getting tired. I don't have those situations. Listen, I gave Attila Bradley 4 months. Go to therapy. I gave her 4 months. She started beating on me. I gave her 4 months. I gave her 4 months. I'm not giving nobody years. I'm not doing that. It's one of the reasons why people say to me, bro, you 52? God dang, bro, you don't look it. Yeah, I'm not stressing. My lady says, hey, I was in a thing and it aged me 10 years. That's normally the situation. We get into things and it ages us. People, I'm not aging nothing. I ain't have nothing. I looked at things different my entire life. I'm not going to let somebody come into my life and say, I'm going to derail your happiness. You said you ain't about that. I want to inject this in your life. How dare you have morals? How dare you have standards? I'm going to give you this pussy. And when I give you this pussy, you're going to change. No, I'm not. I did a one-on-one with an individual yesterday, and it's maturity all around him now. It's just everywhere he looked, there's maturity. And I'm like, well, when was a good time for this? When did this was going on? So how did you get so far in? Where how? And when I talk to my clients, I'm listening to them, and it's like, yeah, we did this and this, that, and then by year 10, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just, man, I'm done with this at year 20. People, don't school go through stages? Don't school go, isn't it at a rare occurrence where we see somebody skip a grade? That's rare, right? Somebody exhibits smartness so on a scale so high, the teachers get together and say, we need to advance him. This is not going to work. You know, I was in special ed my second year. I stayed back in the 9th grade. I was in special ed my second year of 9th grade and 3 semesters of 10th grade. And they was like, well, we need to put him back in regular classes because this ain't working. But it's a collective of an advancement, right? But it's a timeline. They didn't put me back in regular classes in the middle of 3rd semester. It was 1st semester in 10th grade special ed, 2nd semester of 10th grade in special ed, 3rd semester of 10th grade in special ed. Then it was like, this guy is just too smart. And they put me back in, but it was the periods. My 4th period. They didn't do it in the middle of 3rd. Why don't you have periods? And a lot of guys, I've talked about this over on Fab, a lot of you guys, you give women a pussy preference period. And the second you give a woman a pussy preference period, they know it. You can say, I don't do this, I don't do that. Their perspective is, wait till I put this pussy on you. You got to understand, the game is conquered. A great friend of mine, Calvin Spencer, says, never allow somebody to make a liar out of you. Keep an honest man honest. Now let me tell you what he meant when he said that. Keep an honest man honest. I'm honest, I have morals. But don't drop $1 million bag of money in front of me and think I'm not going to take some. Keep an honest man honest. All right? Keep an honest man honest. Don't come to my, don't kick my door in with this thing next to me and think that I'm gonna kick my door and I'm gonna just look at my gun and be like, no. Keep an honest man honest. Because the second that door come flying off the hinges, this thing coming out of the holster. Are you with me? That's how that works. I keep this close to me in the house. Wherever I move in the house, this thing come with me. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Keep an honest man honest. Don't allow somebody to be on some old, yeah, I what, and you guys got to understand. Women too. You meet that dude. That dude that ain't about nothing. That dude that ain't got no job, that knows you're trying to make a project out of him. He knows what you want, and he's gonna feed you all the water. You so want to build, and he's gonna feed you everything. Dang, boy, if I had my own cars, oh, you need a car? Yeah, but I don't have no credit. I'll call something for you. 2 pounds of. Oh yeah. I gotta bring the cheese sandwiches, and I gotta bring all this stuff. Oh, well, let's go to the store and get it for you. That's how that works. That's how that works. That's how that works. They feed you. They feed you everything you want to build. If you just fall back and allow them to sit back and come up with their own ideas on their own, allow them to come up with all their ideas, allow them to come up with all their things they're going to do. So we'll sit back and see that they've chosen to try and build up is not doing it. You're doing it. You guys out there, you meet women that got this grand plan of how all 5 of my kids are taken care of. My kids don't need for nothing. Blah, 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 blah. 2 months down, hell, not even 2 months down the line. 2 weeks later, you're being told, oh, well, the people down at the welfare office, they cutting my food stamps, blah, 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 and now you buying her food. This happens because individuals know. They know, and you fall for it. Both men and women, we fall for it. People, I want to be clear about something. I talk about this not as someone that was exempt from this behavior. I did the same thing. I'm 52 years old now. Them days is like they should be behind me. I ain't gonna give you a timeline on how far they are, but they should be behind me. You should be in a relationship where it's just, I have a woman in my life now that has given me more. I keep telling her this, but she comes and last night she came in the house and she kicked me and called me a liar, just kicked me. I'm laughing at something else. This is what you do when you tell a lie. You be peeking hoping she don't come. You know, but no, she didn't do that. So divorce is nothing more than maturity. Believe me. Believe me. When you're divorcing someone, it's infatuation. And the reason why divorces are so ugly is it's now the exile of entitlements. Let me tell you why I fought Atia LaShawn Bradley for 11 and a half years. So I want to take you out through the perspective of estrogen right now. Atia LaShawn Bradley put me in the hospital. When she was in the hospital, she told everybody, I know I need to go to therapy. I know I need help. This is what Atia Bradley did. Let's just say Atia LaShawn Bradley only went through 6 therapy sessions, 6 hours. Let's just say Atia Bradley needed 10. That would be 10 hours. Let's just say Atia Bradley needed 100. Worst case scenario. Personally, I don't think somebody need 100 therapy sessions. I think somewhere around 3 to 6 get them to understand and bend their life on the path, depending on the severity of the issue. Atia LaShawn Bradley just had a small attitude issue. I believe that the reason why a lot of women have attitude issues is because nobody wants to tell them that they do, and they don't believe that they do. And once I believe that if you help a woman understand you got an attitude right now, so what? So what? As opposed to you got an attitude right now, and they went to somebody to talk about that, and now y'all working on it. I believe that a woman can overcome that. I had the latter. I got an attitude, and then it's no attitude. So let's just say Atia LaShawn Bradley in worst case scenarios. Let's just say she needed 100 therapy sessions. Once again, I don't believe that. I think Atia LaShawn Bradley only needed about 6. But let's go worst case scenario. She said, nope, I'm not going to therapy. And she didn't go to 10 hours of therapy. But let me tell you what she did do. I need a calculator. I'm going to ask y'all to give me a second. So this is why people that date me, people that in a relationship with me, and I don't mean just my woman, I mean my mom, everybody, I'm going to introduce y'all to how I think. So I just said, let's just say worst case scenario, and I'm being honest. I'm not saying that Atia Bradley even needed that. I'm not trying to thrash her, bash her, despite what women say. I know I just hate black women. I know. But Atia LaShawn Bradley, a black woman, didn't need 100 hours of therapy. I'm saying she only needed about 6, okay? Because I don't know, I'm so honest. So let's just go with worst case scenario. Okay, let's talk about you. Let's just say you are in a relationship with a woman and need 100 hours of therapy. Now we got to keep it on Atia Bradley because we got to go with what she actually did. So let's just go like this. Let's start doing some math. I would say Atia LaShawn Bradley only needed about 6 hours of therapy. That's what I said, right? But I said in worst case scenario, let's say she needed 100, right? That's what I said, right? Okay. Let's go. How many? There's 24 hours in a day, right? There's 24 hours in a day. Times 365. In every year, there is 8,760 hours in every year. Atia LaShawn Bradley, I fought her for 11 and a half years. So what we got to do is we got to go, that's how many hours there are in a year. So we're going to divide that by 2 to get our half a year. So in a half a year, there are 4,380. So we're going to write that down. And then we're going to go with, so let's just keep it on a half a year perspective. So in 10 years, there's 20 half a years. In 1 year, there are 2. And then a half a year, there's 1. So we got to go 20 for the 10 years. The 11, because I fought Atia Bradley for 11 and a half years. So that's 20. The 11th year made 2 more. And then the half of that made 23. So 23 half a years. I fought Atia Bradley for 23 half a years. So we're going to go 400,380 times 23. I fought Atia Bradley for 140,000 for 100 and for 740,000 hours for 100,740,000 hours. I fought that woman for 100,740 hours when she could have just went to therapy for the thing I needed for 6. People, I'm sorry I look at things differently. I'm sorry. Here's a woman that could have just went to therapy for 6 hours, but said, nope, I'd rather fight you for 100,740,000 hours. No maturity. People, the only reason why Atia Bradley and myself is not fighting, because I realized us fighting was all we had in common. When I stopped fighting, we had no relationship. When I stopped fighting, there was no relationship with my child. This is how you know the depth of what you're dealing with. When you stop fighting, there's nothing. This is why when I talk to estrogen, it kills me. Let me be clear. When I talk to my mom, it just, I am so disappointed in the things that she said to me. I am so disappointed. I think that I probably would have gotten along better with people in life if I was dumber. If I was dumb, because I'm not dumb at all. If I was, can you imagine that? I would have gotten along better with people in life had I been dumb. But I can't say to my mom, which is more of an investment? 6,000 hours, 6 hours of good therapy to repair yourself, or 100,000 bad hours to do bad. She would say, oh, well, no doubt. But then when it comes to, this is what I've been shown with estrogen. Whenever you put a man in the equation, for some reason, it just, everything just seems to be right when it comes to BS. Nobody can rebuttal what I say. This is why I say I can't be rebuttal. When I talk, I get deflection, I get all these things. Can anybody tell me, number one, what's the perspectives of somebody giving you 740,000 negative fight hours when they could have just went to 6 hours of therapy? You can't. Because what I get normally is, well, you never know. She could have been, oh, well, you don't know what her mind was at the time. Well, you know, I mean, because I got a friend that. No, you got a friend that had a no good nigga, and she did what she should have dealt with, because she dealt with a no good nigga. I'm not that. They never want to submit. On my Instagram, I got a woman on my Instagram. We was talking, and this woman said, trust me, your child's mom had a plan. I waited a couple of hours and called her back and said, you don't even know her. And then you told me to trust you. I don't know you. You don't even know this woman. And she said, trust me. She treated you like trash because she had a plan. I said, she treated me like trash. When we broke up, she went and lived with her aunt and lived on a couch and slept on a couch. What kind of plan is that? Trust me. So, I don't know. It's amazing. I just would have gotten along better in life had I been dumb. Go figure. Oh, dear mind. So because I look at things the way I look at them, you guys got to understand that when it comes to you know, when it comes to the end, it's more of a mature thing. It's more of a maturity. It's the end of the road of something crazy. I think there's a lot of people that probably never looked at it like that, but it's the end. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll give you an example. I shouldn't feel this good. I should feel bad that I don't speak to my mom. I should feel bad that I don't speak to my brother. I should feel bad that I don't speak to my child. Why do I feel so good? Why, like this sister said, she said, Brother Smith, I can tell when you go to sleep at night, you don't lose no sleep. No, I don't. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I go through my house and I open up all my blinds. I let the light in. I let the sun in. That's what I do. I does that. That's protocol. Just let the sun come in. I have a beautiful life. I don't have to go and kill myself to live. I put myself in a position where my living expenses are small and it's going to stay like that. And I position myself, and I found myself dealing with people that did a lot of jacked up in life. They did jacked up in life, and now they feel better that somebody who's so bright and somebody that's so open-minded and thinks so highly of them, they can talk to them like trash. When my mom was talking to me, she was feeling good. Well, I don't deal with her no more, and I feel better. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. And the first time it happened is July 10th when I woke up. And I said, I'm not dealing with a Tia Bradley or her daughter no more. I kid you not. Stress just said, oh, it's going to be like that, and left. And I never felt the same. And that's when I said, that's why I tell you guys, July 10th, 2009 was the day I woke up and I said, I will never, ever lie to myself. It's not about being mean. It's not being about anything. It's just about when you meet somebody and they say they love you, they're supposed to exhibit happy. When y'all sit down and talk, you ain't supposed to get mad. You ain't supposed to be all these things. You ain't supposed to be deflecting. You ain't supposed to get mad. That person ain't coming to you saying, give me all your money, walk out in the street butt naked. I'm telling you this so we can get past this, so we can be better beyond this situation. You don't get that. But you'll get it when you stop lying to yourself. You will. I promise you that. Z7 says, he said, I don't even struggle to go to sleep. I just close my eyes and 2 seconds later, I'm gone. My man. How about that? My woman came into bed last night. I didn't even know. You watching TV and here, I showered. I went to sleep. I sleep well. I do. I'm with you. I have a routine. My routine is get up in the morning and just do some type of workout. I haven't been to the gym as of late, but I'm with you. It just feels good. Maturity will have you putting a lot of garbage taking a lot of garbage, putting it to the curb. And I'm gonna tell you what I realized. It's not about nothing else. What it's about is people, they show you their hand. That's what they do. People show you their hand. That's what they do. They show you that, you know what? They show you that I am going to be an option of hurt and pain in your life. I want to be an option. And I'm saying that that's never an option. It's never an option. Never. Listen, being alone, when you put listen, if you have to put all of the drama out of your life and then that results to you being alone, the garbage truck can't get here fast enough. And it's just the truth. The garbage truck can't get here fast enough. I am not going to go through nothing in my life that's going to take control over me. And I'm sitting up in the cut, hoping and praying that this garbage stops. I'm not going to do it. People, what I'm trying to tell you is that the end of a relationship normally results in maturity. It does. I love being smart. I love being smart. I love being healthy. I'm not in the best shape. I realized when I woke up yesterday, um, why I can't trim my midsection down like I want to, like I did in 2015. In 2015, I was on about a 50 to 75 gram fiber a day intake. I got to get that back. I did lose weight, but I'm not losing my midsection like I want to. I don't like that. So I woke up yesterday and said, "What? Why was I? Why did I have a 8 pack in 15? I can't. I was eating apples. I can't remember the last time I ate an apple. Can't remember the last time I laced my drinks with fiber. I'm like, oh, there's a missing element. I got to upgrade, and I got to do that. And it feels good to come into 2021 saying all systems up. I'm gonna eat healthier. Um, it's just some good stuff. I want to be that. I want to be just good across the board. I don't want negativity in my life, and I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna stand it. So very well said. Z7 says I don't even struggle to go to sleep. I just close my eyes and 2 seconds later, excuse me, I'm gone. My man. My man. I do an inventory of my life. When I first bought this house, there was times I didn't come home until I earned the right to come home. It wasn't until last year in 2020, it was the coldest day of the year, and I was at the studio, and I said, I'm gonna just do about 3 more videos. And something said, Chris, go home. Just go home. And I came in here, and I think it was that day I appreciated this house. I said, by the mere fact of me having this house, I've earned the right to come here every day. You know, it was just me always trying to find an edge to stay up, always finding it. I deserve it, and yeah, I deserve it, and I did that. The one thing that the one purpose that this house served more than me is when um, last year in January, um, you know, me and Diamond was going somewhere. And Diamond walked up to the car, and she walked up to the seat, and she turned around and looked up at me. And I said, "Oh wow!" I said, "My little buddy's getting old." And I helped her in the car, and I said, "It's okay, little buddy. I'm gonna get a house because you. I just said, I don't want you to leave me, and I don't own a house." And lo and behold, I brought this house, and 30 days to the date, she died. So my little buddy is in the backyard. She's home. And, you know, the spirit said, no, you did everything you said. People, I filed bankruptcy 16 times. Yeah. It had nothing to do with money. But I fixed my credit to where as though I got a mortgage. And this is why it's hard for me to hear the things that people, the problems. It's hard for me to digest people's problems. We all have problems. We all this is why I said being single requires discipline, self-discipline. There are people that when you listen to them and the things that they went through in life, you got to ask them, well, where was your head at this time? Your head space is trapped. I had a friend that I don't deal with no more. Straight booty trash cat. He told me last year, hey, Smitty, my business is not where I want it to be. That's been about 12 years now. That's been about 12 years now. You're a bum, and I realize why we can't be friends. Our mental space, guys, ass trash. And this is why, when I listen to people talk about, oh, I got 50 million friends, I will always say impossible. A friend is that person that's in your space. That space is reserved for one person, not a flock. Another story. But maturity, your headspace, where you at. If you love yourself, like I tell you guys, I guess I got to do Love Alarm 2021. You guys, you got to have a love alarm. I have a love alarm. And a love alarm is not like a car alarm. A love alarm, a car alarm, you touch the car, you open the door. The 7 Series has a motion sensor in the car. It detects motion. Even if you got the windows down, you stick your hand in the window, the alarm will go off. That's all cool. Love alarm, top that. A love alarm protects you. If I'm on 5th Street, my love alarm will protect me from 5th Street to 105th Street. The love alarm has a bigger radius. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Cannon said, I wish more brothers in the manosphere can be more inspirational and talk about real, like, such as this. My man, I appreciate that. I don't know no other thing, Cannon. I would just ask that you please share my videos. Get the word out there. You guys help the channel grow when you like and you share. Okay. But that's what it gets down to. And Cannon, let me say another thing too. I'm secure in who I am. I'm secure. I had a lady tell me earlier on one of my videos, I was answering to her, and she was like, I don't mean to be rude. And she said something. I said, okay, you're a woman. I don't expect you to say anything else. And then she went on another video and said, you even misspelled the word. I said, lady, I've been in special ed. I was in special ed before. Misspelling has always been my bad suits. So, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to get mad at that? Come on. I am comfortable in the skin I'm in. I'm gonna just show you something simple, but I'm glad I'm in this space. I'm gonna show you guys something. Doing something as simple as this. Me and my friend James was talking about it last night. So the other day, I brought this thing right here. I brought this the other day. All right. I got one already though. I have, this one says 750 peak cranking amps. The one that I have is 1200. But what is this? It's in the car. That's why it's not in here. But I brought this the other day. 2 days ago, I brought this. The coolest thing about buying this is I said to myself, I have one already. I got one at the studio. The 6 Series is there. Then I got one here with the cars and the motorcycle is here. And I said, there was a time when I would say I would travel, I would carry them back and forth. I would just need it. Oh, just remember to take this there. Just remember. So no, you know what? I'm in a different space in my life. How about we just buy another one? So I brought another one. And me and my friend James was talking about it and then said, there was a time when a person would just keep it in their car and drag it back and forth. And no, I said, just buy another one. And I felt so that I could do that. I felt good. I appreciate that, Z. Z says, I be sharing my man, people in their feelings. You damn right. Z7 said she was just trying to nitpick to start an argument. That's what estrogen does. Very well said. Very well said, 7. That's why I said, listen, you're estrogen. This is just what you do. I don't expect anything else from you. I don't expect anything else. You sit down there, like you said, Z, you're nitpicking. And you didn't do this, you didn't do it. Listen, lady, I don't know you, but I'm going to say things to you. Oh, you did say that. Lady, I was in special ed. I was in special ed. I was sitting next to somebody who would talk to themselves all day. I sat next to somebody every month when she got a menstrual cycle was a pool of blood in a chair. And I'm like, oh my God. And what my teachers realized is that my reaction to the class, I think that's why they took me out like that. He reacts to everybody in the class. I ain't gonna talk about that. I'm gonna just leave that alone. But I don't say I don't say it's estrogen. That's what I prospect with a malice intent. Those are just the facts. Women and men are different. You know, we're just different. You know, if a woman want to say I'm just as strong as a man, you keep on lying to yourself all them theories. You know, you keep on lying. I'm not getting into no arguments with them no more. If a woman say I'm just as strong as you, got you. We all have a place. We all have a place, and you know, when we try to cross boundaries, it comes off slightly retarded. But I'm talking about divorced. Um, the end of a relationship normally results in maturity, and a lot of people that I've helped, I'm glad. Be honest with you guys now. I'll be glad. I appreciate the maturity, but I got to understand. I then turn around and question the maturity. I do. I question the maturity. That's a bit assy, isn't it? I question the maturity. And let me tell you why I question the maturity. People, when you truly learn your lesson, you want to get away from it as far as you can. Let me give you an example. When I moved, I literally threw what I could have put in the car and left everything else. When I sold the house, everything was in it. I just didn't want to. I realized that my house in Pennsylvania was ground zero for a lot of hurt, and I didn't want anything to do with it. That's what happens when you mature. When I listen to a lot of people that claim they have matured, you still sense something that they want to keep. I just want to hold on to this. People, I left nothing. I left that house. I grabbed all of my sports memorabilia out there. All that thing that was I had just put a solar system on the house. I did not care. I said, you know what? When I got out of that house, and it was an entirely different perspective. My life had changed. And it's been that way ever since. Now, got 7 minutes. Now, what do I mean when I say people are holding on? What do I mean when I say people are holding on? So let me be frank. People, I have met people that said, I broke up with somebody and we still friends. They still can call and this and all that. You still holding on. You can say you're not gonna argue. The house that I moved out of, that I left, Atia Bradley and I used to live in that house. I didn't need to be in no place where my child had a room. It was a battle of me understanding that when I went to my room on the right, my daughter's room was on the left. And I said, I can't do this no more. You cannot rebuild. If somebody gave you a TV, if I was in a relationship with a woman and she gave me a TV, I need to get rid of that TV. That's their energy. I need y'all to follow me because I'm about to put a bow on this thing, but I'm about to kick some right now. I'm talking combat boots. I'm talking steel toe with a spike welded on the tip. A lot of you people, there is nothing in this house that resembles anybody I've ever dated. Nothing. There's not a reflection, a memory. Oh, they gave me that. Nothing. It stayed up north. It stayed there. It stayed up north. If you get up and you say, oh, those pictures on the wall, Sharice gave those to me. Them pictures need to be at the Goodwill by the end of the day. There's not one thing that should be in your residence that anybody you've ever dated touched. This is just me talking. This is just me. I'm not trying to invoke what I'm saying on you. This is just me. People, I'll tell you something about energy. Energy is invoked in a way of memory. If Sharice gave me, and I never dated a woman by Sharice, by the way, I'm just using that as an example. If Sharice gave me those pictures, and I say, Sharice gave me those pictures, what do you think my mind is going to go for that brief second? I wonder what Sharice is doing. Damn, Sharice used to suck both my balls. Damn. I wonder what Sharice is doing right now. She's probably sucking another guy's balls. I'd sure love to feel her lips on my balls. I'm laughing at something else. Now, I could hear a woman that I used to date, I'm not going to say her name. When I went in her house, she had a TV, her ex-boyfriend gave, her car, ex-boyfriend gave, even Crystal. Crystal Holman had an apartment that was in her ex-boyfriend's name because he helped to get it, and the car was in her sister's name. So that's not ex-boyfriend. But so let's use Crystal for an example. Crystal said to me one time, Crystal Holman, 35, 29, 54. Crystal Holman said to me one time, your problem is you can't deal with a woman that's insertive. When people say stupid things to me, it throws me off my axis, my equilibrium, be trying to process things. And I'll be like, whoa, yeah, true. Everything comes to me in slow motion. So I said, are you mistaking insertive for aggressive? Because I think you are. I said, let me tell you what insertive is. I said, you got the credit. That's why you had to get this apartment in your boyfriend's name and your sister got the car in her name because you're credited up. I said, you see, I know how your money flow is. And nobody in their right mind would approve a loan for you above $1 with your income. So this is why you had to get everybody in everybody else's name. I said, please don't mistake insertive for aggressive. You are not insertive. I said, because when life came knocking at your door, you inserted yourself. You did not insert yourself. Now, of course, she never said that to me again. But that's just that. So here's an individual that every time she made her rent out, she had to make it out in her and his name or what. I don't know how she did it. She probably just put it in her name because she got the apartment in his name, but wanted to make it known that every moment of the day, no, it's me. So I don't think she put his name on a rent check. But I can hear Crystal Holman. Why would I want to get rid of this TV? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Of course, individuals that are hosting an ex gift or whatever at their residence, they would say that. But my man Z chimed in, and then Z said this. That's what I did when I broke up with my ex in Pittsburgh. I left everything, took the clothes I had on my back and my crutches to leave. That's what I'm saying. I see a lot of people holding on to old stuff. People, let me tell you something. When you want a peace of mind, there's no material thing, there's nothing that's worth more than it. And when you want a peace of mind, that's why Z did what he did. Because he said, you know what? On the other end of leaving this is a peace of mind. That's why when I listen to people talk, I question their maturity. There's nothing in this house. Nothing. That an ex gave me. Nothing. Nothing. I don't need to, when I was dating Alexandra, she gave me this, and I just want to hold on to it, the light up on life. My space is not being hosted with no ex's commentary. Maturity. It's a great thing. And maturity will help an individual understand, help you understand, help you guys understand, even help women understand as well. When you're dating somebody, I'm going to tell you what a friend said to me, an ex-friend. We ain't friends no more. But he said to me, he said, Smitty, you're a hard man to get back on the good side with. He said, what your family is hoping, because they was always next door, you know, they be hoping that, you know, your daughter be out there playing ball and the ball roll on your property and you give it to her and then y'all would make up that way. He said, but Smitty, you killed all chances of any of that when you moved. Now they sitting back saying, oh my God. And he says, Smitty, mark my word on it. They know they did wrong. People know when they do wrong. And I needed to hear that. This is something that a friend that wouldn't say to me today. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm not friends with him no more. But he said something that I would have never realized. I probably would have, I don't know, maybe at the time. But he said, you're a hard man to recover with. You hard. See, he says, Smitty, you hard. And I appreciate that. And I'm not going to say I'm not hard, but what I'm saying is I just add up what people do differently. Like when you show me you don't give a about me, when did you start? Bye. If I bring a topic to you and it's like, no, I'm like, okay. The end, you just start at the end. That's all. It's like, how is it that people listen to me speak and be like, man, that's genius. But you guys can be in a relationship with somebody and everything you say to them is murderous. Oh, you're trying to kill me telling me the truth. Maturity, y'all. When you understand it, you'll embrace it and you'll look for ways out. It's what the end is. You bring things to an end. That's maturity. That's maturity. You know, when I tell a person, okay, so you're not like that. No, okay, you're starting the end of our relationship. You're starting the end. This is it. It's true. Because people will wait until 5 years later and say, I'm tired of every time I tell you something, it ain't true. You tired of that? Like, you got 5 years of that bull crap under your resume? Okay, now it's bringing it in. Because you mature and said, this ain't going nowhere. I'm not like that. I like for every day that I'm dealing with something or somebody to be adding days on to our relationship. I don't want to be dealing with nobody that's constantly adding stuff that's shortening the relationship. I don't know if that's smart. So maturity, y'all. That's what divorces are. And people think divorces mean just married. Divorces mean just exile yourself from from the situation. I remember I told my mom, I told my brother, actually, I said, my mom wants me to divorce myself from all the hurt that I had in life as opposed to being a teacher. What makes the best professors? The ones that actually been in. When I went to Lincoln Tech to learn HVAC, all of the teachers there was individuals that was out on the road. Hello. All of the teachers there were individuals that was out on the road, right? When I went to school to get my CDL, all the instructors there was individuals that drove out on the road. So how is it that I talked about this stuff to you guys and all the stuff, the 11 and a half years of fighting to be a father? Don't anoint me an expert in understanding counter stupidity. Yeah, I think it does. But I tell you what, we'll talk about it again tonight at 9. You guys have a good day, y'all.